Yeah, I'm not a big fan of scattering terrain, partially because I like seeing battlefields that look logical and played out. Like, you're not gonna see like, oh, here's a lava pit and then a snow dune, side by side or whatever. Like.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be on the same table anyway.
Yeah, it's.
But a lot of times with scatter, you will end up where everything just kind of hits the table edge.
Yeah, or everything's on one side.
Yeah, it's not fun. I think I just plopped down terrain. I didn't really put much thought into it because I just wanted a table that looked nice, and that's actually usually the way I play.
Yeah.
We've got 4 hills there that we used last time and 2 forests. These are made by Gale Force 9, and they come, everything's pre-painted other than, well, I guess it's not paint, but you need to glue on some flock, which takes all of 15 minutes. I also have a river section, a bridge, a marsh, and an orc building made out of popsicle sticks.
What was that mystery train you were talking about earlier?
Well, we've been playing with Mystery Train. This is my second game of Mystery Train. I was really excited because in the first game we only got 2 results, and the 2 results didn't do anything to the game, and I was really excited. I was hoping that we were going to have some of this great Jervis recommended Mystery Train. We'll see how it goes in the battle.
So in our next game, the man I play, I'm gonna specially make up a burning barricade and a ghost fence,
Yeah.
so that we can have the full Jervis Johnson rules.
All right.
Pack.
I don't actually. I think he said that you should just play with Mystery Train, and the special terrain things should be, if you have the terrain, play with it, but you don't have to in tournaments.
Who doesn't have a ghost fence?
Yeah.
Though? I mean, really.
An invisible fence.
Watchtower.
Next time we play, we will have a ghost fence. I assure you.
So for table sides, Alex won the table side, and he chose Lazy Man's side, which he was already standing on.
I did not.
Well, you did, and it conveniently has an orc building in it. And that left me with the side with the marsh, which is kind of nerdly. I was happy with that.
Yeah, he had Nurgle's cesspool on his side.
Yeah. I won first deployment, which I'm not sure if that's a win. It does say that you roll off to see who places the first unit. We've had some debate before. We're not sure if that's the high roller chooses who places first or the high roller has to choose first. Let us know if you have an opinion on that. I placed my Fiend right in the corner of the forest so that first turn I could find out what that mystery train was, because I made a lot of tokens. I really wanted to see what it was. I was hoping to roll up something good.
My first deployment was the Spider Riders, which I actually deployed them, then found out I couldn't deploy them within 9 inches of the table side because of the scenario. So I redeployed them behind the hill there, thinking I could get a Vanguard move to redeploy them where I wanted them in the first place. Then my second deployment was my 3 artillery pieces, 2 bolt throwers, 1 on top of the building, 1 on top of the hill on my left flank, and then the rock lower on top of the central hill.
My Plague Bearers are down next to the Fiend. I was just placing them trying to bait out some deployments from him because the Plague Bearers are not central to my strategy at all. They're just there to hold up a unit for a turn if I'm lucky. The next big thing I placed was my unit of horrors behind that hill. There's no huge reason to place them there other than I wasn't sure where he was going to go at this point. After that, I placed the Bloodletters to the left, and I wanted to keep them near the horse to support so that if one unit got charged by his biggins, the other one would flank that unit.
I placed both my Night Goblin units. My Archer Night Goblins were on the left flank, my left flank, and the Spear Night Goblins were on my right flank. I figured because they're not especially important units, I'd place them just to draw out some more deployments.
Well, in this matchup, they are pretty important because neither one of us has a lot of units.
Yeah, that's true.
If you hit with your Night Goblins
On the flank.
or not even on the flank, if you get your Night Goblins in the front and your big guns in the same combat.
Get the nets and
The nets are huge. As I've said over and over, anything that affects an entire unit, whether it's a spell or a special ability or a special piece of war gear, is extremely important in 8th because the units are huge now.
Yeah, special piece of war gear in 8th.
Yeah.
It means 5th.
Well, for my last deployments, I put down my heroes, and I'm done deploying other than scouts. I have a very, very small army. I actually placed my Great and Clean one in that far forest, but I ended up moving him about literally 10 seconds later after I had said, oh, he's there. I couldn't have pulled it off in a tournament, I guess, unless my opponent was nice. But I ended up redeploying him on the left flank because I wanted to find out what was in that other piece of mystery terrain because I didn't want it to happen where nobody went into it because I wanted to use my tokens.
One thing we missed, actually, if you notice, Matt's deploying his units particularly far up. In this scenario, you can deploy your units 9 inches back from the center of the table.
Which is huge.
Which is huge for him.
Huge.
Yeah.
I'm playing close combat. It's very huge.
And it really only gave me, minimum amount of, almost no turns to shoot at him. Yeah, whereas if on a normal scenario, I would have had maybe 3 turns to shoot at whatever I wanted to.
So at this point, I'm done deploying, and Alex has free reign of the table.
So you see, I placed my Wyvern in between my Night Goblins with bows, and then I placed my big guns to the right of that, and then I placed my Giant on the flank. Little did I know, although I probably could have figured this out, Matt placed his scouting Nurglings right across from my Giant. And actually, I think that's one of the huge strengths of Nurglings, and what makes them incredibly good, is that you can just deploy them wherever you want after you see what your opponent does.
Line of sight is huge. The fact that you don't need to be out of line of sight now with scouting got so much better.
Yeah.
The first turn not being able to charge, that's no different than 7th. In 7th, you couldn't charge first turn because you didn't have line of sight of anything. Yeah.
Dark Elf Assassins could.
Or Vanguard.
Or unless somebody brought themselves within line of sight of you. But being able to place within that 12 inches and then go grab a flank, or just put yourself in a position where they have no choice but to charge you, which is what I did.
Yeah, it worked out well for you.
We'll talk about that. But
yeah. Yep, and both my BSP and my extra orc boss, common orc boss, were in that unit.
So in my first movement phase, I basically just played push him forward. I put my Plague Bearers up 8 inches, same with my Horrors supporting each other. I was praying he was going to charge those Horrors so I could flank from my Plague Bearers. I'm sure he wasn't going to be that stupid. I moved up my Bloodletters and then moved them back 2 inches immediately because I was hoping to stay out of charge range of his big guns first turn. I knew that I could do a long charge because I took the banner that allows you to have an extra D6 added into your charge range. So from that distance, I felt like I could safely charge him. He couldn't charge me. I think we're about 15 inches off from each other, something like that.
Something like that. It looks like
it's high.
16.
My Nurglings moved up, hoping to force the Giant into a charge that he wasn't going to like. And you don't see in the picture, but there was another base there, and he released 2 Fanatics. One of the Fanatics went through me and did 5 wounds, which took away a base and obviously put 2 wounds on another base. I wasn't too worried though, because with the Great Unclean One, I was going to be creating bases a lot quicker than he could kill them.
Oh yeah, that being able to, I don't know what you'd call it, reproduce more Nurglings is poop out. Being able to excrete Nurglings is an incredibly powerful ability.
Yeah, 50 points, it's huge, because every time you do it, you're creating 35 points. And you're only doing it for 50 points.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's great points investment.
Another thing is the mystery terrain.
Disappointing again.
Did absolutely nothing.
Oh, Jervis, you asshole.
Jervis! No, but I think on the terrain where the Great Unclean One was, we rolled nothing, so it was just a normal woods.
Normal woods, yes.
And then
not a ghost woods?
Not a ghost woods.
The Blood Forest.
The far woods was if you end your movement in it, you take D6 strength 4 hits or something.
Yeah, it's at the end of the movement phase. You roll a D6. On a 4+, the unit takes D6 strength 4s. I think it's what it is. It's called a wild wood, and I have a token for it.
The wild wood. Is that does Will Smith hang out in there?
I was very happy when I put my token down. Not so happy when I rolled a 1 on the other woods. I was tempted to send my Nurglings into the river just to find out what that was, but we never got to find out.
What could have been the best for you
I wasn't looking for
Nothing
a particular.
good. Yeah.
I wasn't looking for anything particular other than something we haven't rolled before. I have a mushroom token. I have a poison token. I just wanted something that we hadn't rolled yet, so I could pull out the token.
I think Matt was hoping for something that would affect the game in any way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he was disappointed.
I don't mind if it's doing damage to me. I don't mind if it's helping me. I don't care what it is. I just want it to affect the game. This is 2 games in a row where Mystery Train has had no effect on the game. I'm really let down because the original reason that I was so against Mystery Train is I felt like it had an adverse effect on the game. There's no effect. Right. We'll find out. I'll play a couple more games before I pass too much judgment.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give up on the special terrains until I see the ghost fence in action. I'm really hoping that that's going to restore my faith in Jervis.
I think Jervis is God. I am joking when I make fun of him. Just in case he's listening, I think he's awesome. Black Powder is one of the best rule books I've read in a while.
I agree.
All right.
Not that I've read it.
All right,
I've thought about it.
I thought about reading it once, and it was really good when I thought about it.
Shut up. During the magic phase, I didn't roll high. I think I rolled a 5 and channeled 1. And Alex, though, was able to have more Dispel Dice than me.
Yes, that's right. We ended up with Matt having 6 Paradise, and I had 7. Mork's Spirit Totem really pulled through for me for most of the game.
On the big ones.
And it shut down a lot of Matt's casting, but as you can see from the photo, Matt didn't need any help because he could just roll double 6s at will. And triple sixes in this case.
Not at will, just anytime I cast a spell.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, just any casting.
So here is a really big bolt of change that I rolled up, and I was very excited because that's 2d6 strength, d6 plus 4 to a target of my choice, and I chose the Wyvern, hoping to take it down. Unfortunately, I was not able to wound anything. I think I got 1 wound through, and you saved it with a ward save.
Something like
6 strength 5.
Yeah, so Matt actually rolled a 1 for strength, which he's been doing every single time we played.
Yeah.
He's either rolled 1 hit at strength 7 or 6 hits at strength 1. But actually with this spell it's strength 5 if you roll 1, so it's pretty ridiculous. He still did no wounds.
Yeah, I've been playing demons pretty consistently since my second GT, which was I believe it was Conflict GT a year and a half ago or so, and always I've been running a big unit of horrors, and always that horrors unit will roll 6 hits at strength 1. It's pretty standard, and it's especially a theme of the games I have with Alex.
When Matt and I play, we usually draw almost every game, and I think if you actually rolled average on his bubble spells, you'd probably win. Because he casts them all the time and rolls 1 for strength.
Alright, this is Alex's turn 1.
First thing in the turn was Animosity. I vanguarded my Spider Riders, as you can see on the far side of the table, around that hill there, and then immediately Animosity'd them, rolled a 1. So that wasn't that good. Then the next unit down, I rolled a 6 for, and then rolled 2 inches, so they moved 2 inches forward. Alright, the next unit down, which are my big guns, they rolled a 6 for Animosity, and then rolled a 6 to move forward, which really screwed up my battle plans. Because now they're going to get charged unless I charge. So I end up getting a first turn charge, as you can see, on his Bloodletters, which I don't know. I could either have charged his Horrors or his Bloodletters. So I wasn't sure, and I chose the Bloodletters. I don't know if that was a good choice. What do you think, Matt?
That is actually pretty tough. I think you actually have a higher chance of wounding the Bloodlet. Oh, that's not true. You have 3+ to hit the Horrors.
Yeah, 2's to wound.
And
first round of combat.
Yep. Well, the wounds are the same between Bloodletters and Horrors. You're hitting the Horrors easier, but against the Bloodletters, they have a worse ward save. The thing is, I think you're getting more bang for your buck when you kill a Horror, because when you bring my Horrors down below level 2, they don't have that threat of throwing the bubble spell.
Yeah, and I think what I was thinking was that
you could also very easily killed my Herald of Tzeentch.
That's true. That's actually a good point. I think what I was thinking is if I had charged his Bloodletters and gotten flank charged by the Horrors, it wouldn't have been as bad as if I had charged the Horrors, they held, and they got flank charged by the Bloodletters. So I feel like if I got flank charged by the Bloodletters, I would have been obliterated immediately.
True, and you would have lost your you would have lost your parry save that way too.
Yeah, and I missed my Wyvern, who actually charged his Plague Bearers, and with that charge I was hoping to break through them in 1 turn, and then get around behind his army.
Which shouldn't be too hard, based on the numbers.
Yeah, and since I was really forced to show my hand with my Animosity rolls, with all my units moving up, I figured I had to charge rather than just wait, so that's what I did.